Oh, Wallaber's here. Shout out Wallaber. Who shouted Wallaber out? Did I shout out Wallaber? Oh my gosh. Apparently I got raided when I wasn't ready for it. Rip. Sorry, y'all. I was getting my drinks. Wallaber must have been on a hurry to get out. Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Motzi. I make things. Hopefully you're all well. Your search is a success. Awesome. I can see clearly now. My eyes are fixed. Congratulations, Fox Girl. It is? Oh, hold on. Okay, wait. I should be working. Yeah, okay. Am I better now? Yeah. I was doing some... Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Motzi. Was not prepared for a Wallaber raid. I did not expect that to happen. This is the game I'm working on and have been working on. Some of you already know because probably Wallaber's raided me before. I was doing a recording for a fellow indie dev for their game over the weekend, and I used a different setup for that. So I just used my straight microphone and not like a voice mod thing. And so I forgot to turn it off. So it mixes. Oh, look. My wife. Thank you for the sub.
You're welcome, my bad.
It all goes in the same bank account except for the part that goes to Amazon. So anyway, hello people. Thanks for the raid, Wallaber. Have a good one. Go run or drive. Hopefully you don't start driving like you do in your video game. Wallaber just like power sliding around the corners. Go pick up his daughter. Maybe that's why he made PGRC. Wait, yeah, PGRC. Yeah. Anyway, hello everybody. I would have taken a moment to like prepare myself, but then I saw the raid and I felt bad that I wasn't in front of my screen. So, if you're wondering what I'm working on tonight, so am I. No, I know what I'm working on tonight. I'm just trying to collect my brains for a minute. So why don't I do this? I'm going to pull up my screen. Fox Girl, I'm so glad to hear about your eye surgery success, by the way. Sorry for the distractedness. I don't normally come right into my stream to a raid. So, for those who don't know me and who have still stuck around with the raid, I'm Motzi. I did do a link here. I can click on it. Perfect. So the game I'm working on is Alterium Shift, a retro-inspired JRPG very much similar to Jellycar Worlds, but not at all. Basically the opposite of Jellycar Worlds. The developer of Jellycar Worlds and Parking Garage Valley Circuit doesn't like RPGs, actually. I told him he should make one anyway. We'll see if that ever happens. So this is what I'm doing. And I'm ongoing enhancing it. I don't do story on stream because not only is it somewhat boring, it sort of gives away a lot of spoilers. So, but I do work on functionality and stuff. I don't always pick the exact same thing to work on. I pick a bunch of things, and we've got a bunch of bug fixes coming soon, hopefully. Right now, it is on sale on Steam for 20% off, $15.99 for the Steam Summer Sale, and we are getting an update out soon that will hopefully have some goodies for everybody. Anyway, Fox Girl says, today I had a post-op. Nothing but good news. I'm fully healed. Funny story, I put special contact in as a band-aid. It fell out. Found on my keyboard. That is amazing. Fox Girl, that's amazing. So what level of vision do you have? Yeah, Wallaber hates RPGs and role-playing games. Wallaber doesn't like guns, to be clear. So actually, both statements are true. I don't think he doesn't like. It's not that he hates role-playing games. He just kind of gets bored by them, I think. My doctor told me and said some crazy things about anesthesia. Oh, you said some crazy things under anesthesia. I wasn't falling asleep. They let me listen to my favorite music. Aw. That's awesome. See that? Look at that. Updated version 1.32. 1.4 point something is coming out in the future. January. Is it really January since we did the last push? That's crazy. I thought we did a push since January. Fix a bug or two. Whatever. This is a game I'm working on. 2125. It's better than before, but hey, you had. But it's been better before, but hey, it's only a week after. Hey, you know what? It's better than what it was, so that's good. I'm glad that you are feeling good and your eyes are better, and I'm happy to hear that. So you'll still need glasses, I assume. But that's, I mean, like night and day, right? Like you could barely even see anything before. You described it once. It was like, you know, murky waters or something. Okay, so what am I working on tonight besides the game? I'm pretty sure Jacob's not watching me right now. I feel like I should confirm he's not watching me just to be safe. He never watches me stream anyway. Jacob's my partner on the project. So I have a mission, and my mission is every single stream I'm going to work on this mission. I have 2125. It's been better. Right. I understand. Right. I got it. So you can see at 20 feet what other people can see at 125 feet, something like that. So my mission, whose Alterium do I have to shift to get some service around here? Tom Sutton. If you don't know, Tom Sutton is an amazing human who also works on a game called... A game? Well, yeah, your game. I don't remember the name of your game, to be honest. Because you changed it. Because it was Fido's Magic Tiles. I don't remember the actual name. But he also has a newsletter that he puts out. And you can find his newsletter on somewhere. Or you can go look at it now. Look at this. The Malamute newsletter. Tom Sutton's... The Life and Time of Tom Sutton. Times? Patchy Matchy. There you go. That's the name. Right there. So, you know, if you ever want to check out Tom Sutton other than his stream, there he is. I've always had glasses. I don't have the lens in my eye. That helps it focus. Had to have it taken out since I was born with cataract. So Tom Sutton, I got an email today from Tom Sutton. I said, oh, Tom Sutton's emailing me. Why is Tom Sutton emailing me? Because my email shows the name at the top. And then it's like, oh, it's the newsletter, which wasn't a disappointment. Actually, it was quite exciting. I was like, oh, I didn't think I would be excited to get a newsletter from someone random, but you know, there we are. Very thick glasses. I've seen some pretty thick glasses before. You either get one of those pictures where you can see like the side of it. It's like this big or something. I know some people who've had to have that too. I never got to my secret mission though. So my secret mission, don't tell Dras, is to discover if I can make on-map battles. You can spell it thick. No, because usually that has other connotations, I believe. So on-map battles is my goal. Yeah, that's true. Although some people might take that as inappropriate. So FYI, don't tell them. So on-map battles is my goal, and I don't know if I can do it, but I'm kind of working my way up to it by doing some core enhancements to support the things I want to support. So the first thing I'm going to do tonight is at least some initial investigation into some behavioral changes in how battles work in the game, or how battles start. So the reason being that right now all of our battles are scripted. So every single thing that happens, like a monster or whatever, we have to go in and literally script exactly how the battle starts or gets triggered, right? So this monster hiding behind the corner here, it's got a script that says wait here, and then when the player gets in a certain range, run out and attack them. Which is fine, but there's going to be things we want to do, like we want to be able to bop the monster before we attack, and we can't do that if it's fully like hard code scripted. So I want to make some behavioral changes so that I can actually make the monster, any of these monsters, act like a pre-battle monster. So like they run at you, but it doesn't stop you from being able to run. Ones that we want to script, you know, we'll keep those ones, but because there'll be some places where like we don't want the player to move, so we lock him in place and we start an attack. So I'm starting the investigation and how I'm going to make this happen. It's going to be interesting. Oh, my audio! Look at that. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, and it does involve a little bit of typing because I think through things as I type it out. I've already started some of it before the stream. I was going to do a little bit more, but then I got raided by Wallaber, so you know that's how it goes. I even used the word ostensibly. There was someone here the other day like, you use such big words. Like, yeah, but I know what the words mean. That's why I use them. Like, I learned a word. I want to use the word in context because words. I do remember talking to surgery, but I don't remember exactly what I said. I think one of the things I said was, I've always thought doctors are like angels. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know I could be such a sweetheart while under anesthesia. I thought I would be mean as sin. Oh, that's funny. Well, I think anesthesia makes you feel good, I guess. I remember distinctly when I had my wisdom teeth taken out when I was 15 or something. And the doctor talking to me while the, wasn't anesthesia, it was the laughing gas, the nitrous oxide took effect. And he started telling me a story, and then he described something that was ridiculous. And then he like went from like congenial, very nice talking, whatever, to like, give me 5 cc's of chlorozine, or like he sounded like super, he went from like jolly or whatever to like completely serious. And it was like, whoa, that was so weird. And it was weird because also I had this dream. I can't tell if it was a deja vu from the surgery or I had a dream similar to it. But I was like, the whole time I was like, oh my God, I'm having major deja vu. This happened before. I've had nitrous before. I had this weird smile on my face. Yeah, nitrous is funny because it makes sounds repeat, like loop in your head. So you hear the sound, it's like, doo, 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 doo. It's very, very weird. Okay. So, so my thought process on how these are going to work and how this system is going to work. And I'll go to the plains since I'm messing around in here. Plains north. The plains in the plains, all mainly in the rains. Dad joke. The oldest computer was owned by Adam and Eve. It was an Apple and very limited memory. Just one byte and everything crashed. Oh, snap. So I need to find the boar. I guess I could place a whole different monster on the map. But I kind of like the idea of using the boar that's hiding. Computers, gaming. Arcana 666, thank you for the follow. I'm gonna find the boar. Not me. I'm not a boar. I'm finding the boar. Let's see. We're gonna do advanced events trigger. Advanced event trigger. There we go. We're gonna search for boar. There's a grave boar. Oh, we don't have it named. That's dumb. So what's the name of the boar that's hiding behind the bush? Goes back to one of the things I was trying to teach Jacob when we first started working on this project many moons ago. I said, you got to name things better. He goes, why? It's like, I know what they are. It's like, because at some point we're going to need to go back and look at this stuff, or we're going to have to reference it. And if we don't know, if it doesn't have a name that's clear, we won't be able to find it. And he kind of off and on did it, but once I gave him this ability to like do nodes, he's like, oh, I see. Yeah, I need to start naming these better. Thanks. I'm glad it took a year plus before you started doing that. So this is the hidden boar. I guess I guess it should be here. So I wonder why it's not finding it. Maybe I see hidden. Maybe I'll just do all. Hidden bore. I guess I'll just have to find it. Maybe it's not a node. I wonder if it's not even here. It might not be here. That might be what's going on. Here's a joke I told when I was on nitrous. It was a tooth extraction. What's a dentist's favorite animal? A molar bear. That's a good one. You said that while they were extracting your tooth? That sounds intense. How did I get into a weird spot with this? In tooth? Intense? I'm really glad that it worked out, though. I know you were a little nervous about it, but it seemed like it was fine. It's funny the anesthesia didn't put you under. When I get anesthesia, it's like I'm out. I'm not awake at all. Oh, you said it before they put you to sleep. Okay. So I think that the hidden bore just must not be. Yeah. Okay. So there's a board. Board hidden. Okay. Also misspelled. Got it. Yeah. And then they put you on nitrous and then put you to sleep. Or did the nitrous put you to sleep, or did they actually put like the anesthesia nonsense in there? So we're going to try and replace this bore's behavior with our own type of behavior solution. So what I'm thinking is, there's two ways I'm thinking about this. There's different type of anesthesia. General. Yeah. General is the one I've been on before. I don't think I've been on anything besides general anesthesia, actually. Just like in general in my life. I'm on anesthesia right now. So I think that what I want to do, the way the scripting system works is these are like little sheets of optional execution. And there's two types of behaviors we want to manage. There's a generalized behavior that regardless of whatever sheet is on, we want that behavior to run. Which is actually put in that, and after a while they put me sleepy. That's weird. Maybe you were like moving around too much or something. They're like, okay, we gotta go for the full anesthesia now. So there's two types. There's the general behavior, which would be if you just had a creature that was wandering around and you wanted to find something about like how they did it, like if I was going to make a guard that was just walking in a circle. And then there is potentially the behavior of a sheet action. I'm not even sure how the interplay should work. So let's think about this before we start doing it. So if we're going to do this approach, which is like existing advanced events, then we're going to put it in. So we're going to do general behaviors, non-sheet. These would define some actions that place when sheets actions are happening. Can include one. It can include walking in a pattern, performing some basic actions like play fighting, following or running away. Maybe? Question mark? Did they put you... Why would they give you nitrous and then put... I just don't understand the combination. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make... Like, it's a weird combo. If they're going to put you on nitrous, why wouldn't they just... Unless there's something about whatever they were going to administer. following or running away from a player, maybe. So what I find interesting about what I'm trying to do. So my goal, my intent is I want to be able to define a set of behaviors for an NPC, but also allow that NPC to have its own special actions. Maybe just to relax you. It might, if you were like tense, they did that to relax you, and then that would make sense. Maybe it's easier for them to administer the rest. Writing a text-based adventure from scratch in C# has been a good educational. You want to share anything about your game, Arcana? That sounds fun. Like a bit of work. What are you using? Are you using Inkle or some related tool for your actual text content? So I'm kind of interested in how this might work. I think that there is. So let me go to a requirements phase here. So behaviors, general. So like, let's talk about requirements. General behaviors, sheet specific behaviors. Oops. I need to get into some like what I think the requirements of this is going to be. These are behaviors that would start when a sheet is loaded. They would override the general. Operate. My eye surgery, I think, was under twilight anesthesia. I wasn't fully asleep. How do they decide what to give you? I don't get when a doctor decides on anesthesia which one they go with. Day 2, writing text adventure using C# and the console. Okay, so you're still in the early phases. Do you have a general game dev experience, or this is like you're brand new? As you said, it's a good educational tool. So maybe it's like you're brand new to all this? Or do you have like other development experience? Okay. So what was I doing? Okay, now I'm going to go to some requirements. So I think that like I started with the high level to roughly think through what I want to do, but I need actual like requirements. I'm going to just like do a list of this. 1. These are what I think the requirements be for implementing for this flying fence. I believe these may 3 weeks in the game dev. Okay, that's all. Congratulations. How are you liking C#? You want to be awake but numbed. Oh, is it because you have to move your eye? That makes sense. It wasn't a hospital. I mean, how long did the surgery take? It sounds like a great time. Able to apply behaviors, listing events. So one of the things I wanted to think about with behaviors is how complex would I want a behavior to be? So in effect, if I wanted like a base boar type of monster behavior, or just like a base monster behavior where it doesn't matter what monster you choose, but it behaves a certain way, I feel like I would want the capability of an event. Like the idea would be, I'd want to have different logic structures that could be leveraged based on things that change in the map, like how close the player is. And I want to be able to like have that switch, without me having to do it for each one of these. So part of the problem with my current idea is it doesn't really account for the notion of logical switching like these sheets work. 25 minutes. Okay, that wasn't bad. I'm glad it was so quick. relatively speaking. I mean, 25 minutes still feels like a lot. But I mean, I've had dental work that was longer than that for sure. So one of the things I'm trying to think about is, okay, well, so I'm not going to worry about whether it's an event or not. But I think I do want to make a requirement. Able behaviors can operate similar to events. A, 1, have a sheet or condition on. Maybe I don't do sheets. Condition concept that allows for swapping which track of logic is being executed. I hear little feet above us. Composy. I hear someone walking above us. I'm not sure. Make sure you go lock that thing, by the way. My corneal transplant took about 90 minutes. Oof. I can't imagine getting stuff done to my eyes. I remember having to get I had something stuck in my eye right near my cornea, and the doctor had to like numb my eye and take a needle to it. Literally poking a needle in my eye and just like, oh my god. Needle in the eye. Oh. I was okay at the time because you just like, okay, don't move. And it was numb, so there was no pain or anything. It's just like this whole concept. Okay, so why is my controller, my mouse and keyboard not working? Okay, have a sheet or condition concept that allows for swapping which track. Found the culprit? Uh-oh. My wife just said, I found the culprit. Which one was it? That one was the pitter-patter of little feet above us. So we have a sheet or condition concept. Executed on a script like cycle frame cycle. Able to manipulate. Now, the interesting thing is, I feel like behaviors should be relegated to only controlling the current object that they're applied to. I could technically allow for behaviors to do more than that. Maybe I shouldn't. You know what? I'm not gonna add unnecessary constraints. It's just, they numbed me up a lot last week. I didn't feel anything like scud or blades. All I felt was a little achy sensation. Oh, okay. No, that's not bad. And now you can see better, so that's even better. Am I listening to the right music? I'm listening to Bosch Fire, which isn't bad, but how is it? Oh, it must be my streaming list. That's cool. I forgot that I put Bosch Fire on my list. Acid. Oh, it didn't feel anything like acid or blades. Okay. Acid to the eyes. Okay, so our behavior concept is this notion of I think it's going to have to be some other object that we reference for sure. Acid to the eyes. That would make good for your story. Arcana. Arcana, so are you like in school for programming or doing something on the side or have a day job that has nothing to do with programming and then you do game dev on the side? So many people do game dev. It's like completely all over the place. I put acid to dissolve the calcium. Ooh. That sounds fun. Hobbyist at game dev. Okay. It's fun. I have a day job that is in technology, but I'm also somewhat of a hobbyist. I mean, we have a game launched in early access, but it's not fully launched yet. Okay. Self-teach myself. but been in union for comp sci 10 years ago. Okay, that makes sense. But you didn't get a job doing comp sci then? What else do I need to know about behaviors? Behaviors need to be able to shut off or hand over control to the controlling event when, if necessary. Oh, cybersecurity. Okay. Oh, no, Foxgirl is cybersecurity. That's cool. Foxgirl. I think Killboy is a cybersecurity extraordinaire expert. Okay, what else do I need to say about behaviors that's important for me to track? I don't know. What are the requirements? Optional? Question mark? Behaviors. Event can have multiple behaviors dependent upon overall configuration and specific sheets. I think that's enough from the requirements. I don't even know how much more I need to write. What I need to do is consider how the behavior system would work. Well, I could really write it. Okay. Implementation. It's not a degree, it's a 3-semester certificate. Okay. That's cool. I mean, it's still schooling though, right? Self-directed study at home is tough. I'm managing 2 to 3 a day when I do it. 2 to 3 hours a day, I'm assuming. What was... Scratch? I'm scratching my wife's back. What was happening up there? So they were just wandering around the living room? Oh, okay.
The right.
Got it.
And then telling me how they're scared about a scary story that was told to them a year ago.
Okay. Makes sense. This is my wife.
Hi.
Yes, hi. Now she's going over there. All right. So let's talk about the implementation. At least the main component. This is just the main idea. FYI, Motzi. So we're gonna do the couple things we're gonna do. Do custom node. The behavior node will be separate from a event trigger since it can only be triggered from a node. This node can live on any graph. However, from an organizational standpoint, we'll likely want to have a single graph or set of graphs targeted at holding behaviors. So the idea is that I'll have a different type of node that I can use, basically. My schedule's weird. I only have 3 classes every day. I guess that's good for homework and rest and stuff. At uni, they said you have to do a lot of self-directed study to complement the classes. That's sort of like life, too. You got to do a lot of self-directed work to figure out what you're going to do. Custom node. Do I want to have a custom graph? I don't know if I do. If I make a custom behavior graph, what does it gain me? Literally nothing. So no. Custom node and trigger updates. I mean, it's like life. There's always something you gotta self-direct and learn, right? Because you can't always pick it up on the fly when you're in the middle of it. Maybe that's why in college it's always like you got to go to class and then you do all the work afterwards. Hopefully it teaches you what's going to be necessary for work. Although there are some that argue that you shouldn't have to work as much. What are the updates we're going to need? 1, add a concept of a behavior section to the node. Add a behavior graph reference, or should we find a way to make this more general? I think I'll probably just do it not general at first. Make the behavior add a behavior drop down that references all the behavior nodes in the graph selected graph. Update logic in the event trigger so that if a behavior exists, it will be wired up the first time the node is set up, executed. This may require us to figure out. No. This may work best by leveraging the map event object created as that. Yay, enhancements. Okay, so I think I have components I can start making things with. I might have to come back to my notes, but this is enough for me to think through. Well, it wasn't as complicated, I don't think, yet as I thought it would be. It's an online course like the ones you can find from Udemy. Okay. I'm doing Udemy game dev course. I don't do a very good job with courses. I'm not a good school person. My wife has a master's degree. I do not.
Master's Plus.
I don't know if you heard that, but she has to chime in and say Master's Plus. Just to let everyone know it's more than just a master's degree.
Not a doctorate.
But not a doctorate. So she's not good enough for a doctorate, apparently.
I don't want
Okay. So let's go look at some code. I could look a little bit more into how we would implement this, but I think I just want to start with creating some logic. I'll go to event trigger advanced node. And I do think tonight, I probably won't get the behavior stuff working fully. Not that I'm a pessimist about it, just because I want to be reasonable about my time and my sleep. But I am going to work on my secret project as well. I attended a boot camp a week ago on cybersecurity. It was very cool. There were multiple teams of students and different goals: cybersecurity, bioforensics. We worked together to solve a case of sickness at the water park. Oh, that's cool. It was made up. Yeah. You got lots of free stuff. You got a USB blocker that stops juice jacking. Is that like people who hack into your computer via power? Oh yeah, via the plugins, right? That makes sense. Juice jacking, that's a funny name. All right, so where's behaviors here? Do I have anything about behaviors? I don't. It's possible I will have more than one thing related to behaviors. I'm a little skeptical I will, but I'm going to make a directory for it. And I'm going to call it behavior. It's basically gaining access to the device through a charger. Yeah, exactly. I don't ever use the chargers at the airport. The most I use is the power, using power as opposed to the USB plugins. So we're going to make a behavior node class, I think. And for the moment, I'll just make it a story-based node because I don't really know exactly how this is going to be implemented. I also don't have a color for it. So what would be a good color? Purple? Do I have a purple color? I don't even remember what colors I have. I have green. I have this purple, which represents displaying things. I wonder what other color I could choose. I could do like a dark purple. Like really nail it home. We'll do a dark purple. Because I don't know what other colors I'm going to use. So I think I blow my mouth out. No, your fingers, not your mouth. You haven't been talking. I need to get some beauty sleep. All right, good night. Sleep well. See your future clearly. More clearly. Have a good night, Fox Girl. Thanks for stopping in and giving the updates. I thought I had a color for these. Where's the color at? I want to be a game dev hobbyist. You want to be a game dev hobbyist, but you don't want to have that as your career. That's probably smart. I'm going to cheat rather than even going to the internet. Give me a good hex color for dark-ish purple. Let's see how that one works. Come on. Color. There you go. Yeah, some people who work with colors all the time, they could just like hammer out some hex codes. Oh yeah, this is going to be roughly purple because they're smart and stuff. Not this guy, but some people. Okay, so I think I could just like put it on a map. Let's see. So what inspires you to become a game dev hobbyist, Arcana? Hope I'm saying your name right, by the way. We have to wait for this compiler to compile, so. Dad joke, I guess. I just had it. Oh my gosh. Didn't realize I had that on here. Hasn't happened tonight, though, folks. Why do many people die on the toilet? Diarrhea. Oh boy. I'll do one more. I don't know why this is taking so long to build. Today my son asked, can I have a bookmark? And I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name's Brian. All right. So that is a bit too dark purple, right? That's almost exactly the same color. It's like not too far off from the current dark purple. Let me see if I can find other colors. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Purple hex. Shades of purple. Not shades of gray. We could do amaranth. Bright purple. Byzantium. Eggplant. Iris. Look at all these colors. Mauve. Puce. Puce is not. We can do puce. Makes me think of Monsters Inc. I tried Ewok meat last night. It was a little chewy. Ewok? Chewy? That makes sense. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer today. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. That's legit. Okay, I mean, that looks pucey enough, right? What's Purple's favorite actor? Gary Busey. Okay, so we have a concept of a behavior. I'm not gonna worry yet about what I put in there. What I'm gonna do is see if I can enhance this to reflect getting behaviors. Okay. So I think I already have logic around here that lets me select things like graphs. So I'm going to go to the jumper because I know that one has the example where we can get all the story graphs basically, right? So this will only get set. We don't care about conversion graph. We care about other things. Wait, did I have a different jumper? No. Node target, story graph. Oh, did I convert it? I'm so confused. Maybe I have a different jumper. Jumper node? No. Storyboard jumper. I guess this is the one. Jump to node, validate node, node target. This can't be the one, can it? Target node, okay. This dot node target. Oh, okay. So I actually made this object called a node target, which is what I. Okay, that's good. Okay. So I already made a way to deal with this, is the reason. So where should I put it? Put behaviors at the top or the bottom? I think the bottom? I could basically make a little thing like this for behavior. That probably makes sense, I guess. And I'll make it collapse by default so we don't... Because not everything's going to have a behavior, probably. So let's do actions. Where's actions? Actions. Okay. So we'll steal this logic here. We'll show that. We're gonna do private node target behavior node. Sure, that'll work. If we serialize this, oops. And then I don't think we show the label. We don't need that. And we also don't need the reference object picker, which is the thing that shows like the Unity object or whatever. And we'll always have behaviors available. Oh, my back is itching. And what is this? Inline button? I don't care about that. Okay. So I think this will work? Question mark? Find out. Now, generically, this won't work because node target will give me any nodes, not just the ones I want to target. So, but I'm going to see what it looks like in the context of the node system. How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced? Ah, buccaneer. Womp womp. Guess I could tell other anecdotes. It's hard to mentally switch between telling anecdotes and working on things, though. Also, what is going on here? Oh, I see. I didn't change the name. Okay, so a couple things we have to change here. One is, why did it do that? Action execution for toggable use current graph to an exception. Okay, so this is in the wrong spot, and I have to be able to specify the target node. So, and apparently there's a bug, which Okay. So I think I have to make an extension of this class. And I think I have to specify, okay, I think the other problem is I have to tell it what the current graph is when it loads. Okay, that makes sense. So this is there, do I have anything in here that lets me specify the type? No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make an extension of this class, because we like to do extensions of classes when we are doing object-oriented programming. So fun. We'll just call it a behavior node target. I think once I hit 10 o'clock, if I remember, I'll start looking into how I can take our battle system and make it on the map. That's what I really want to do. But this is my pleasure delaying. I'm doing something that's like necessary, but not really exactly tied to it, because I know I'm going to need it. And I've wanted to do this for ages, so I'm going to do it. But the thing I really want to work on is the battle stuff. Okay, so we have behavior node target. And I'm going to need to put something in here. So we'll extend the node target, so we don't even need any of this stuff. We're going to get rid of everything. And I think I'll do... I could just override this, and then I can make sure I'm only getting back the things that I need. But I feel better about making like just a setting, because then I'll like rewrite all the code. So we're going to just get rid of all this stuff here. This is my method, by the way. The game within the game creation. Listen. I get it. One of these days I'm going to look back and be like, man, I can't believe I was willing to go down this path of leveraging an engine. But, you know, when you look back at things like this, it's very easy to criticize the way you went. Not other people, myself, personally. But I don't think I could have gotten here without having gone through all of it. So it's this weird catch-22. Like, yeah, would have been ideal to just do it the right way the first time. But I didn't even know what the way was, or whether it was right. And I have done there have been countless times I have created something because I thought that was the best way, and it was completely not the best way. So I'm okay with going through the learning process, because I've learned so much messing with the Smile Game Builder engine, and like their code and structure is actually quite good, other than like the code quality isn't as good as I'd want it to be. But the way they separate certain concerns, like, way better than I thought it would be. And so I'm appreciating the fact that they were so careful with how they decoupled some of their logic. No, Smile Game Builder will not be using AS2. If AS is really successful and we have the money, then the very first thing I'm going to want to start on is the actual engine we're going to use. And we're not going to throw everything out from what we have now. What we would do is take all the learnings and all of the things that we like, the structures, and build it specific to the engine we're using, which I think will still be Unity. I will probably do a jaunt with Godot, excuse me. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I farted, just so you know. I don't know if I'd choose Godot over Unity, just because Godot doesn't have as much professional level support for things beyond PC games. Sorry, Composing. Oh no, just if you smell an aroma.
I did fed you the food.
You did feed me the food. That's true. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying something about Smile Game Builder. Oh, I think I can. I think that I could make something that sort of leverages the ideas, but doesn't use any of the core engine. You know, like I don't need the core of Smile Game Builder. A good majority of Smile Game Builder's core is stuff just to work around Unity. That ties their engine into Unity. It's like stuff that you don't even need. If you're using Unity, you just don't need, 50% of their code or more. So like, and the generalized concepts aren't things that like, I'm not stealing their concepts because what I'm going to be doing is making my own thing. But I have some like foundational knowledge and how it fits together. So I can figure out how I want to do it. Okay. So I think I can keep this here. That's fine. That's fine. This is also fine. I don't need to mess with this or that. What I need is a target class type. So what we'll do is we'll say protected override type graph no type. There you go. I'm not even going to allow not override virtual. I'm not even going to allow it to be something that it defaults to. So I'm not sorry, to be multiple whatever. I can't do field cannot be virtual. It has to be a property, right? So by default, this is going to be null. So if it's null, well, actually, no, I'll make it type of story-based node. I'm not going to make like a list that we can say, oh, it could be a bunch of different types. If I want to later, I'll do that, but this isn't really that important right now. So we'll keep it as this. We don't even need to serialize it. We'll overwrite it basically. And then I can also make the initialize overwritable. So we'll do virtual. And so then what we could do is set the type in here. So we have to call initialize in order to make this work. So public override. Here we go. Base dot initialize. Why is it not? Oops, wrong node. Behavior target. There it is. And then we'll say, oh no, I don't even need to do that. What am I talking about? I don't even need to do that at all. I didn't need that to be overwritable. I probably want the opportunity to override it though, so we'll leave it there. Instead, we'll do protected override type node type equals behavior node, just like that. So I don't need to serialize it. It'll just get set whenever we get it, so it's fine. And then in our node type here, we will here we'll specify for each node in graph nodes. I bet you there's a way to it doesn't matter. If it's a label, no. If it's a start event, no. We're just going to say if I'll have to keep the same logic. So if node.getType no, if this dot node type, there you go. It's is that right? No. How do I get a type of a thing? What am I doing? If no type is no. Type of no type. I forget how you do this no type. No. If no type dot base type? No. How do I compare a type? Why am I forgetting how to compare types? Jeez. I don't know why I can't remember how to compare a type. I'm just having a time. How do I test it? Like a billion different ways. Is keyword. Object is my class, but no. What if it's a type class? Or maybe you can't do it that way? Let's see. Oh, type of. See, okay. Yeah. I thought it was type of. I don't know why. Okay. All right. So then if it is type of, else, we'll just say if node get type equals no type, then we add it. There we go. Oh, we have to add the, what do we have to add to it? Was it T? Label node. It has to be a story-based node. So it still has to be a story-based node. So we have to do NN. Node is story-based node. Okay. But I guess, do I have to cast it as a story-based node? That doesn't make sense. What do these come back as? Oh, maybe. Okay. All right. So there we go. So now we should be okay with this. That'll handle the rest that we need. We'll go back to our advanced node. We're going to make this a behavior node target. But we're not going to initialize it here. We have to do it in a different place. Forgot how I did it with jumpers. So I think it's in like refresh target. No, init. There we go. We need to put an initializer. I think we already have. Yeah. We'll just steal this garbage out of here. Undo. And I guess I could have initialized it separately, but I think this is more explicit, so it's okay. So we'll do this, and then we'll initialize it, and we're good. Has default output? No, I don't care about that. I want that to stay there. I might not, but we'll figure that out. Oh, wait, no, we do want this. We don't want a default output. What am I talking about? I didn't actually say hi, Sorrow, but hi, by the way. Okay, we're still building. It gets really slow when I'm building these graphs because I think something about having the graph open triggers something that tries to like re-import the stupid things. Oh, I forgot to change something there, but okay, so now that'll work. And then this is the only graph that has anything anyway, but there's only one behavior here, right? So we will have to have the behaviors have a name. Otherwise, they will be entirely unreadable. So let me go back here. If I look at the behavior node target, or no, the node target, what it does, excuse me, they use the label name or custom event name. So I think what I have to do is when we add a behavior, we'll have to have a required field that specifies the behavior name that I guess we'll just have to fill in. And for the moment, I'm not going to worry about whether there's duplicates. This is internal product, so we'll just put it in here. So private string behavior name. So we'll serialize this and we'll do on. I thought it was on validate. Oh, maybe there's just an on validate method. Validate input. Can I do like validate input to see if it's empty? I think there's a way to do it. Make it required. There we go. That's easier. So we'll make it required, and then I'm okay with this, but I'm going to call the label something else. Name. And that should be okay. And then on update, boom. I think that'll work. I don't know if the name that shows in the title is actually no. Summary name does not equal. Okay. Story based node name field name title. No. Okay. I'm going to assume that it's the name. We'll see what it does. I never knew moles had secret nightclubs. I have to say, they're great. They have a great underground scene. Did I never even read that one? Or did I read it and forget? What's the name of the pop diva who had been rejected by society? Mariah Carey. Oh. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just something I need. I don't want a lot for. So I don't need something. Never mind. I can't remember what it goes. My test behavior. So there you go. So that's how we would make sure. These graphs are for NPC behaviors, yeah. So the idea is this event is just an object on the screen I can make it anything. But if I want to treat it, if I want the event to have a behavior, that means something that it does separate from whatever I script for it. Because you can see, like, this one says on talk, which is like a sign that says it's a fishing pond, right? Technically, I could give behaviors anything, but if I give it a behavior, the behavior will be executed based on some rules. So right now, I'm just setting up like the baseline of the behavior system. And then I'm got to figure out how I'm going to execute it, right? And I'm giving myself until 10 to mess with this because this is not a one stream effort, and I want to get to investigating how I can make our battles on map, which I really want to do. So one thing I need to go do though is I go back here, and then I had to change the name here. Okay. There you go. So maybe I'll call it general behavior. No, I'll just call it behavior. So this will be called behavior properly. Okay. So, yeah, so it's basically like the way that these events could behave separate from whatever is hard scripted. And the ideal is, so if you look at like, some of these things are huge. And it's, it's a UI problem. It's our editing. No one sees this. This is in the back end, but like, this is a bit hard to manage. I could make this be done differently. I set this up like it's a list, and maybe I should set it up differently, like little tabs or something, but I don't even know how I would turn it into tabs, to be honest, because it needs to be like a set of data. So it gets kind of overwhelming sometimes, and there's no escaping the need for all the logic. But if the logic's something that we would use for many different types of objects, I don't want to have to go and like recreate it every time. I'd rather just say, here's your behavior, and do all the work in the behavior, which is like fine, and then I just say this has this behavior. Move on, That's my like ideal. I don't know if that's gonna work. So first I just had to get some of the pieces in place so I can start messing with this. I think I still want the idea or the concept of these sheets. But the other difference is going to be that I don't actually need to do all the stuff that's in this one. Love you. Good night. So I'll probably take the notion of a sheet, but completely simplify it. And basically it'll just be a set of conditions. I don't think we would change anything about the character. I suppose the behaviors could make actions happen, but they're not going to fundamentally change the base information, because these sheets are like, this is the base info that shows up for this event. And I don't know if there's settings I would need to worry about, because behaviors aren't going to be associated. So it's really going to be like a list of conditions that have nodes next to them. So what I can do is I go into here and steal from my sheet section. Because this is how we would set it up. So I need to come up with, I think I can just do conditions actually. Will I want settings? That's really one of the key questions. Because I could see that we'd want to modify some aspects of the core event from a behavior. But at the same time, no, I can't see that. Because the problem is if the behavior is meant to be applied generically, I can't do things like change what the event looks like. So as a general rule, a behavior should not be modifying graphics. I'm actually going to put that in my notes because I think that's important. Edit. Behavior rules. 1. They should not modify character graphics. They could do this. This could be done via a change graphic node or play motion node, but we don't want a sheet level graphic change. This would get too complicated considering the events may vary. That'll be a new rule that I'm adding in here, right? Which who knows if that's going to be the rule, but oops, don't save. Why doesn't it just detect I put save and just update the file? Anyhow, so I think I would be okay with doing the equivalent of what like this check condition branch has, right? All it has is select condition and a bunch of conditions. And I think that's okay. Let me see how that works. Check condition branch. Actually, no, let me go back to how sheet data works. Condition options. So this is what I want. I want this entire thing right here. But, oh no. Condition options don't have the notion of nodes. So I will have to have a separate object to represent, equivalent to what a sheet might be. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So in the behavior section, I'm going to add, well, actually where am I going to do this? Where's the sheet data? Event sheet data. So I'm going to do in here. Because behavior isn't a, not a node. So I don't want to treat it like it's a node. I don't want to put it in the place where I put nodes. But I could do behavior node target there. I have a reason for it to exist in some place. Story elements dot behavior. And then I will also add a new object. It'll be a simple serializable object, which will be a behavior condition. I have so many serializable objects, it's absurd. So behavior condition will have a name which is non-unique. We'll just call it name, screw it. I don't know if I'd ever even need the name, but I'll make it available. And do I need behavior conditions to have an identifier? I don't think so. And then it's going to have the condition options thing. So I'll go to the sheet data here. Oh, I was doing Control B instead of Control V. Maybe I should have looked at my fingers. Where was I? There. That's fine. We can add all these things. So this will let us have the conditions, and then I'll have to do a node thing here. Oh, I wonder if I could put... Oh, yeah. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Behavior node target just needs a new thing. Hey, Stoff. What's up, yo homie? One, two. I mean, you know, it's only an idea, Stoff. I'm referring to our Discord chat over here. It may not be feasible. I'm sure Jacob's fine with not, to be honest. I wanted it, but, you know. Taking a short break after work before hopping into some dev. Are you working on your little fishing reel game thing? Whatever that thing's called with the little knobber that you wind. Play mode, PlayStation, play game, play with myself thing. What is it? Twirly twirl. Play joy. Play date. Okay, well, I had the word play right. That's all I needed. You're all I need. Oh, Robodome. Okay. Yeah, because you guys can start working on it again, right? Does it feel good to finally work on Robodome a little bit more? Now that Cage is uncaged. more available. Let's see. I want to do... private list behavior. Could just call it sheets. I guess I could call it sheets to make it consistent. Robodome. It does. Cage has been uncaged. Okay, do we need anything else here? Element color. I think we're good. Let's see what it looks like. I'm glad to hear you're getting back to that. Getting your robo on. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Look at how long this takes. Daddle me. I think my fingers are going downhill. All right. Could not match remove sheet or anything like that. Well, that's okay because I didn't copy it in, so that's fine. Let's go back here. What do we have for remove sheet? Oh, because we got to remove the connections. Okay. I have ad sheet too? I guess I need all of them. No, that's the ad sheet button. Okay, well we'll just steal our code. We'll steal code from ourselves. It's fine. Rename. Remove sheet. Behavior sheet, baby. Two jumper cables walk in the bar. The bartender says, I'll serve you, but don't start anything. Turtle. I don't have any turtles. How are you, Tim? How have you been? Why did you get a shutout? A shutout? A shutout? A shout out. How goes your stuff? Is it going excellently? Although you're not really working on the egg stuff anymore, right? Are you still doing egg game? I know that's not the name of it. I can't remember lots of things right now. Like a snail. Oh, when are you making the snail game? Did I call that? I don't think it's gonna call it sheets, is it? Let me find out. A snail racing game. So like the movie Turbo, have you watched the movie Turbo as a way to get yourself hyped for your game? You're not going turbo, are you? On off since 2024, but it's been going slow going with the turbo. I mean, at least you can keep using that pun. Turbo was your inspiration, yeah. I just finally watched that movie. I hadn't watched it. It's not too bad, actually. Formulaic. More like Formula 1-aic. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm like this. And my wife gets so annoyed. I was cracking jokes at dinner, and I could tell she was not happy. She's just like, why? Why must you do this to me? I'm going to call it title to be consistent with my other things. Don't care. Do I care about setup? I guess I might need the context, so I'll figure that one out. And then sheets. Guess the rest of that should be fine. That means they were the best jokes. Yes. That's exactly what they mean. My wife was talking about grilling some food to my 11-year-old daughter. And I said, I'll bet you it was really good. And I paused and looked at her, and she says, I'm waiting for the joke. Because she didn't catch, I said, really good. I said, really good. And she's like, oh. It wasn't even like she was being facetious. Like she really didn't hear my grill joke. And then when she heard it, she's like, I'm sorry that I asked. That's my life. It's my life. It's now or never. I'm going to see if I can. What do I use still? What do I use context for? Oh yeah, because I need context for it. So let's make context. 3, 2, 1. Context is the coding and the other stuff. Okay, behavior sheet. I think setup can be inside of an editor. Yeah, it can. Don't need to add code we're not going to use in the actual game, right? She did not like the grill joke. I did a really good one the other day though, and I was super proud of myself. Oh, I can't say that one. Never mind. I'm not allowed to tell that joke. Okay. So let's move on. Moving on. We don't care about the indexes. We're good. Let's go rebuild. Look at all those great colors. In about 4 minutes, I'm going to start getting into the guts of the battle system. Right now, I'm working on a behavior system for the node system, the node situation we have here. But I'm hesitant to go too deep on stream because outside of the initial setup that I've considered, I'll have to go into the guts of like how to trigger it and make it run. It's not really something I want to do right now. I've really been itching to look at how I can make battles on map. Could not match the given string get element color. Shut your face, dude. What? Get element color. What did I use that for? Let me think here. What was I gonna do? So I was gonna look at this. Okay. Get element color. What is this? Why? Oh, that was so I could make it more readable. Okay, I mean I could do that. I should make that more like a core thing of the nodes, but I don't care. Let's do it here. Behavior sheets is active. I don't care about, well, do I care about that? We'll comment that out for now. I just care about readability. Being able to visually see things. All right, so now I just need to. What? Where's my add button? I want to add things. Oh, here, add sheet. Okay. Port went missing. Oh no. Oh no, no port. Restore. Error. Group visibility. Shut your face. Up. Unable to locate identifier. Sheet setting. Why not? Let me see what sheet setting is. List drawer setting. It doesn't have anything about sheet setting. What if it's in the sheet itself? Ah, this is if show label visible if. These are always going to be visible, I think. So I'm not going to worry about this right now. And what else was I supposed to do? So we added Oh, and I had the node port went missing. So how did the port go missing? Port equals add dynamic port. I don't know why I even do that. Update port. Maybe because there was just nothing there. Let me see what happens. All right. Oh, it's 10:01. Let me just make sure that this compiles. It's inappropriate to make a dad joke if you aren't a dad. That's a faux pas. You know, why is it in movies it always ends up being a family member that's the bad guy? And usually it's the father. That's a faux pas. Because your dad's a foe. I'll have to figure out how that goes. But so now we have a way we can do things like add conditions. So that's exactly how we want behaviors to work. Okay. Ostensibly, I could put like a little thing where you just select it from here, but that would make everything more cluttered. So it will be more like, here's a behavior, let's select it, and we'll run it. Okay. That's where we are so far. No functionality is actually working. It's just pretending like it can work. But now we get into the less... For me, it's going to be really fun. For most people, it would probably be really boring. We're going to look at the battle system and see if there's a way to turn it into on-map battles. I am both excited and nervous about this possibility because it's a lot. I even have this draft like, on-map battles, shh, don't tell Draz. So we have to evaluate. So I have already done a lot of evaluation on how the battle system works. But now I need to look at how the battle system is initiated. I'm kind of wondering if I did it in here. Let me see. So values and properties. These are things that get set in a battle. This is battle sequence. What do you say when your goldfish gets in trouble? What? Kois will be kois. Do you call a goldfish a koi? Triggers the execution of animation. Okay, so this is battle sequence manager, but do I have a script? Script runner. I have something about battles in here. No. Okay. Well, it's okay because I think I'm just going to do it. I have to start from scratch anyway with my research because there's going to be a big mess. Oh, look, Monty's already editing it. It's because he's right here. I was like, for a second, I was like, is Jacob in my document? Current map setup and investigation. By Matsu. The current setup for battles require a separate scene to be loaded and a whole bunch of other logic to stop execution of the current map and only let battle map. This will be the more complicated aspect to unwind since the battle maps include a number of their own events and objects. Where do I start? I think I'm going to go back to my tried and true method of let's make a table. Oops, that's not a table. Let's make a table. And we'll do the class. How did I do the other one I was looking at? If I did this 3D battle system one, what did I do? I did the file, the method. I kind of want to do the class, the method, and the lines. Oh no, I do have it here, actually. Look at that. This is where a boss battle starts processing and checks. Okay. So I already have some code written. So I'll figure out what I'm going to put into the other document. Or some documentation written. I do think I do it in my SGB script runner, but boss battle. So it's called boss battle, but it's what they use for all of their 3D battles, right? So I don't remember what this part does, but let's take a look here. So they have this thing called a battle event controller. And so this is what handles the battle logic, and they morph the current map controller into this. At the moment, this doesn't matter. The point that it gets concerning is how it overrides the logic on the current map. And it has to change to the other map, right? So this is like convert battle background. This is the thing, like it's gonna load this map here. I have to get rid of this to make this work. So this like gets the battle settings. Apparently, what does it do here? Results. It doesn't actually load anything yet here. Let me go back to my notes. Set up the battle X options. VGM background, some basics, setup of music. Yeah. Map location setup. Okay, so 1911. The settings for the specified battle have a center point. Oh yeah, battle layout setup. Scene check. This happens as a compilation condition. Windows is SGB definition. It is. Start battle. Change the map scene and triggers. Okay, so 1959. That's where I want to go to. Oh crap! What? Let me go back to. Let me go to their script runner. Thought I had a. There you go. I think I've made changes to the code enough that now it's not where I think it should be. So none of my code aligns. Hold on, let me go back here real quick. Is this part of the script runner? Crap. So let's find boss battle, like boss baby. I definitely didn't do a good job of keeping the numbers aligned. It's actually kind of weird to me that 1959 is the number. Because that's not even there. This starts at 1853, which is not the right one. So, is it that it was 1853? So it's like 200, 300 more. So 1959 would be like 22 something. Yeah, this is all the center point. So this is just setting up like what it uses to set it up. If it's a modern battle. And then Here's the if windows or else. Change background, battle sequence is wrong, it doesn't matter. Is divided map scene, don't care. I don't even know what divided map scene is. It says that, but what is a divided map scene? Okay, so this is where it actually loads the battle. So if I want to make a battle happen on the map, I would have to skip loading their scene. And so what happens here when it says start battle mode? It's interesting because theoretically we should be able to start the battle. I wonder if I could do some like shenanigans to see what I could break. Let's do this. Because this is where, so the battle gets started here. If I had the same objects available in the scene as I would in the battle, I wonder what I could break. Plains North. I'm pretty sure I will just break a whole lot of things. But, so I'm going to Plains North, and I'm going to find the map that has those battles. So that would be Plains North. Oops. Oh, would it be here? No, it would be in the main scene here, I think. Let's just find... Oh, no. I want to find it in map. There we go. I don't remember what the Plains battle name is. Plains Battle Back. That's what it's called. Okay. So this is the Plains scene. We'll open it as additive. I don't think the static options matter, but I do think that the... Oh, crap. Okay, so let's try this. I'm literally going to just comment out this line. And let's just see how bad I can break things. Okay? Something's gonna break, and it's gonna be fun. And we're just gonna deal with it. Once it compiles. I was a little bit optimistic about the investigation here, but I'm there's so many moving parts where when it's wiring up, like we got to consider things like the position of the characters. You know, I had a wild hair that I was going to build this from scratch, by the way, to be clear. And I don't think I want to do that because it'll take less time for me to remember how I did all this stuff than to build it from scratch. What do you call a dinosaur fart? A blast from the past. Only if dinosaurs could fart. In the past, did dinosaurs fart? How do we know? You don't know. All right. So if I just commented that code out, how badly do we think we can break things? That's going to be the good question here. Could you imagine someone like Wallaber working on an RPG? He'd be like, I got this, blah, 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 and then everything would just work because he's amazing. And he'd make that sound too, because he'd make a game where he'd have to put his sounds into it. So one of the monsters would be like this bubble monster, and they go blah, 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 and that's literally what it would be. Okay, so let's see what happens. Why is that? Why are you moving? Oh, because I overrode you. Okay. We'll go find someone else. Stupid pig. We shouldn't compare ourselves to Oliver. Okay. Let's see how badly we break it. Did I comment out the wrong code? What did I comment it out? Oh, I did. I was like, I'm pretty sure I commented the code. I mean, it shouldn't just work. It should have legitimately broken. Like, I wasn't intending for this to be functional. I actually don't compare myself to Oliver. That's not possible. I have my own set of skills, and I'm okay with my set of skills. I don't feel bad about the skills that I have. I laugh about when you watch someone like Oliver solve problems. He's just like, yeah, okay, got it. Here we go. Like, he's a driven person that will continue to work. And I'm the person where, like, my brain power shuts off very quickly. I get really into something, and then all of a sudden my brain's like, okay, I'm done. Not like, I got to keep working on this problem until it's solved. It's like, nope, brain's done. Time to check out. So the way I have to manage my work necessitates distraction. It's like, oh, don't distract me. It's like, no, I need it. I need an excuse not to do things sometimes. I need like a relief valve because my brain can't handle the ongoing battering of trying to work on certain problems. There are times where I do get hyper-focused, but it's not my norm. That's why, like, compile processes, sometimes they get disruptive, but they don't annoy me. They annoy Wallaber and other people because waiting for this stupid thing to compile can be annoying. But I'm just like, okay, I got 15 seconds to breathe. I found out recently I'm dating a ghost. I had my suspicions the moment he walked through the door. On the plus side, he was a pretty transparent boyfriend. But he was always complaining about his boo-boos. He also had haunting eyes. Okay, I could have sworn that I removed your... Did I just break you entirely? I removed your event. Why are you still there? Didn't I remove your event? Jeez, I sure hope I removed your event. Did I remove some other event? No. I removed his event. I wonder why why he wouldn't be functioning properly. Plains North. Alright, well. Annoying. I broke the boar. Now I have to figure out how to unbreak him. The jokes write themselves. Yeah. Scary, I know. How is it still going into the normal battle? What? I told it not to change the scene. So is there another change scene here? Unless there's like another trick in here that changes the scene. Well, it's using the SGB thing, but I also didn't undo. Let's see. Current scene equals current scene. So what is current scene? Haven't changed the current scene. I'm interested why I can't break this. It should have broken. Like, it absolutely 100% should not have worked. Which makes me worried that this is not the right place for code. Is divided. So this must be where it happens then. I could just comment this out and comment that out. Let's see if this works. Let's see just how badly I did this. Because, I mean, it's got to be like there are things missing from the dynamic map. So, the problem was that she was dating this ghost in Australia, and she was just getting kind of tired of the boomerang relationship. Boomerang. He was also pretty old because he's a ghost. So she's like, okay, boomer. What's the best kind of joke to tell while in quarantine? Inside jokes. Most of those ones go viral, you know what I'm saying? I sure hope I didn't break my pig too badly. There he is. He's hiding properly now. It still works. What the flip? Oh, because I did it. I did it again. I don't want this to keep working. I'm trying to make it not work. I'm literally trying to break it to see what happens. Apple designing and building a new vehicle in Russia called the iVan. And Mother Russia, Apple drives you? Tell you what though, that thing is fantastic. The great thing about vans is they're more roomy than you think. And with all the windows, you get a panoramic view. Just saying. All right, break. Huh. What the fuck is happening? Like, it refuses to break. It literally doesn't want to break. He hops forward like a little froggy. Whoop. How does it not freaking break? I'm literally trying to break it. That's returning, so that's after the battle's done. Right? This says return to the original battle background. So this is the result at the end. So there's some failsafe in here that protects it. I don't know. Okay. Apparently there's multiple chain scene things. Ooh, what does reset do? Okay. Now we're really gonna break it. I swear this time it's gonna be so broken. First we break it, and then we make it. But Matzi, why don't you just build it from scratch? I could. But think about all the different things I have to make. Yolin! Yolin! What is up, Yolin? How are you? Are you recording your next Netflix series? Yes. The story of Matzi Makes and the shifting of the Alterium waves of life. Working title. It's coming. Coming to Netflix near you. Maybe. Probably not. But you never know. This intrepid developer found success in the world. And now he's not successful. I don't know. It still doesn't flip and break. The nerd population is growing. I would have to try to do something that actually makes me interesting. Like coding on stream is not the thing you do if you want to garner an audience. I can't believe how many different change scenes are called. I'm going to find every instance of change scene and just eradicate it. It's absurd how many. Hold on, I got a text message from my wife. Oh, never mind. She was just telling me something. Okay. I thought it was dangerous. All right. So we found another thing. Gosh, I can't believe how many times they call this one method. Okay, will we break it now? I know that if I were to do RPG in a box streaming, I could get more views. I was trying to draw a rectangle, but my pencil broke. Now it's a rectangle. I like that one. I hadn't seen that one before. I like it when things are spelled different but sound the same. Homonyms? That makes me chuckle. So my first goal is not going too well. I got an email saying at Google Earth we can read maps backwards, and I thought that's just spam. I like things that have multiple meanings too. What? What world did we get teleported to? That's interesting. Wait, what was what? So I think the reason is because when a map scene loads, let's see. Somewhere it loads this other one. That one ain't funny. Okay. A priest, pastor, rabbi enter a clinic to donate blood. The nurse asks the rabbi, "What's your blood type?" "I think I'm type O," said the rabbit. Uniutil change scene. How does it load the battle scene though? Scene build index list. So this is where we get into trouble. So what I'm trying to do is completely eliminate the battle scene and the usage of it. But it's so hardwired into the way Small Game Builder works. So when a map is loaded, it also loads the scene associated with it. Go here. Change map impl. So in here, this is going to change the scene to load the map. And then I think the map battle setting. Okay. This .map.battle setting, which is a oh no, that's just battle configuration. Never mind. Map objects. I think the change scene is what actually loads the battle. Heck, I can make the game run faster just not having to load the battle maps too, by the way. Oh, look at this. Battle sequence manager prepare. If it's not, then prepare. Return prepare here. Okay. So the reason is oh man, this is too much for my brain right now. So when we load a scene, we also load the battle map. I think I could tell it not to load this, but I'm also pretty sure it won't go well. So I could if I comment this out, this would prevent the battle scene from loading, I think. But that means we won't end up with any objects that represent battles. And that's okay. If I can figure out how to move the battle loading of data, which is all just a dynamic event that represent, the monsters and the characters, that would be the first step. If I could just get a battle to start on the current map without loading it separately, I think it could get pretty close. Because the way it uses the objects, I might have to segregate the objects a little bit better, but I think I can figure this out. I just treat the on-map battle system as a sort of subset of the current map. I'm fairly sure now it'll break. But you know, I've been saying that like every time. So if I can get it to break, I would call that success. Okay, so there's no battle map, you see? No battle map loaded. So what is it going to do when I go run into this monster? That's going to be the question. Okay. So that's what I was thinking would happen, right? This is what I thought would happen the first time when I just started commenting crap out. Okay. So is wrong from current background. We don't really care about this one either. Is that the one that keeps breaking? Because this is assuming we're not changing the background at all. So it would have to be in here. And we don't care. We don't care about this set all. So what we'll do is we'll just say all right, so it'll go down here. And then we also need to go to where else it uses this? Battle start impl. This is sort of a, I think this is its other failsafe, which is to prevent it from. All right. So again, we're going to get other problems, but I just want to see if I can hunt down those problems. I'm kind of like making a mess of commenting everything in the code out, but since it's version controlled, I'm not super concerned about it. Oh, shoot. What is going on here? What did I miss? Because this isn't returning an enumerator. I guess I could just do one of those just so it has a return type. Here you go. What was the name of Bruce Lee's vegan brother? Broccoli. Skirt. Sorry, that was me scraping the bottom of the barrel for a joke. I could go on. I'm just barely scratching the surface. That was aptly timed. All right. So one result that I find very interesting is I was able to prevent the battle scene from loading, and it didn't break everything. So that's actually kind of good. Because it'd be one thing like if it was so dependent upon the battle map loading that I couldn't even load a map. But it should actually make the whole scene load faster because it's not loading an extra scene in the middle of it. It's a performance improvement. That's what it is. All right. So now we get more bugs or more errors. And I think these are going to be related to it not finding what it needs. So, okay, so now it's not finding the map ROM, which is part of the battle viewer 3D. So where does this get set? Just do map ROM equals data. Where does data come from? Set ROM impl. So the other problem is we don't call set ROM impl if we're not loading the map. But that's just the map data. So what we could do is in the map scene here where I commented out the battle sequence manager. I could do this. This dot battle sequence manager dot what is it? Battle current battle viewer 3D, because I know it's all battle viewer dot map. Well, okay, I gotta go back here and like make it accessible. What is accessible? So it's just map ROM. Hey Donut, what is up? Yonut? Yonut Donut? Why is it not giving me the map ROM then? Oh, drawer. It's map data. There we go. Equals map drawer. There we go. Okay, so now we've iterated. We are giving it all the data available in the current map. Do not call me that, please. What did I call you? What's up, son? What's Gucci, man? You're Gucci. Your face is Gucci. Like Gucci, Gucci, goo. I've been running these compiles over and over again. I need to figure out how these things load the battle objects. I don't know how the battle does this. So this is like SGB dynamic battle. Oh, maybe they just wouldn't load it. Maybe it would end up loading it in the right place. Stoth, your favorite streamers are here? That's pretty cool. I like him. He's got the right stuff. The right stuff. Oh. So what we have to do after this stream is hunt down all the places I commented code out and put everything behind a flag. Almost as cool as your face stuff. You heard me. I want to find every place because I'm going to have to flag it because I can't launch this code this way. Obviously, I can't send updates to everybody that has more bugs in it, you know? Okay, it'll crash again. And I'm okay with that. Null reference. What is this? Camera. Oh, does it not have a camera? So the camera would come from what? Battle camera controller. Ooh. How do we get a battle camera controller? Where does this get set? It would be really interesting if I could just get this working by just like replacing all this crap. Initial camera. So I could make a new battle camera controller. Right here. Where are we? This is map engine. I want to be in the map scene. There we go. What's internal for? Internal affairs. Yeah. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's used to really protect your libraries. So if you don't want anyone messing with your stuff, you make it internal. You got hired to make a game. Ooh, congratulations! Getting paid the same as I was in the job I didn't like. That's great news, Donut. Great work. Are you doing the programming or like the art? What? I might be working more, but happier than ever. That's so good. You were talking about that. Yeah, internals like I want only things within my package to use them. It's sort of a way to prevent accidental or intentional abuse of someone else's APIs. Like it's more private than private. Yeah. Mainly programmer. That's also. I mean, that's great. That's great news. I'm glad to hear that. What camera? Do we have a camera? Apply camera to battle. What does that do? Nope. I want to see if I have a reference to the camera here. Where would I have the camera reference? I want to get the camera from the scene. So, where would I get it from? Third person camera settings. Oh, these are the camera settings that they use. Cat Chung MGG, thank you for the follow. Hey, I'm a freshman in college and recently started making my first game. I'm also brand new to coding, and today I made my health and ATT system. That's awesome. I also was somehow able to get 2 friends to be part of it for graphic design major, and I'm making the graphics, and the other is a computer. Oh, one person being graphic, the other is a computer engineering major. There's a whole lot. Are you, you're a freshman? Were you doing this as a class or just on the side? Your dreams in 2022? Congratulations. It's really good. All right. Have a good one. Go get work done. I wonder if this is something I can just get from the back. I could just call that method, right? Now parameter copy from. But what? So hold on a second. So you made your health and attack system. What type of game are you making? First off, so you're in college with all the homework that comes with it, and you're making a game. That's bold. Nothing wrong with it, by the way. That's amazing. It's a lot. So finding a way to stay consistent is my view on what's important. The open world RPG. Okay, cool. Do you know the game I'm making? This game. I'm using Unity, obviously, but it doesn't really matter what platform you use. So one of the pieces of advice I've heard, and I sort of fully ascribe by, is that what's important when you're making something, especially if you're doing it your first time and you're doing it on the side, it's not the end goal you're going for. It's always be doing something every day. Always try to make progress, or whatever schedule you can, make consistent progress. Even if it's like one line of code change or documentation notes or something. So rather than worrying about like whether you're making the perfect thing, always be making something. This is why I started streaming, because I had to force myself into a mentality where I had to keep making stuff. And streaming and coding is like one of the hardest things ever. But I had to keep pushing. If I didn't, I would do exactly what I used to do in my past of trying to start games, which is I'd relax, I'd start playing video games, I would stop getting motivated to get started, and I just never get going. So always be making something, I think, is one of the more important aspects. Other than the fact that, you know, you're going to have a team, so you guys got to figure out exactly what you're going to do. I don't know how do they associate the camera? This doesn't really look like it's actually a camera. It's just a controller for a camera. So how does it get the camera? Is it like main camera? These are settings though, they're not actually a camera. I guess what I could do is I could just steal their code and use it, because this doesn't contain an actual camera in it. I don't think it does, at least. I feel like it should be stealing it from the static object in the scene. So set map ROM. Oh, interesting. So I say set map ROM. I could do that too. Let's see if this will work. Thanks so much. To be honest, that's exactly what we've been trying to do. And I will say, most awesome thing is when you get something done, instant gratification. Once you, yeah, I was never motivated that way. I'm you know, I have ADD, and not ADHD. Maybe when I was younger, but I definitely get distracted more easily than some people. And so for me, I needed consistent. I didn't do it in the past because if I couldn't get myself going, what would happen is I'd solve a little problem, and then I'd stop. And then I wouldn't get back into it. For me, solving a problem is an opportunity for a break. It's not a push forward. It's hey, I've achieved a small goal, time for me to stop. So that was where my problem came in. So let me see here. It is set map ROM. We'll make it public. It does use an enumerator. I wonder what it calls this. If map does not equal null, what does this do? Set background. Oh, interesting. So I could call set background, but I don't really want to do it that way. Get it as a map. Load map overrides. But that has a dynamic object. I'm going to just try running this, I think. Let's see what happens if I do this. Var. To be fair, to me, it feels like as if I'm going to the gym. Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, well, anything with programming or anything you're doing, there's always some gain, right? The problem with working out, because I could never get bigger, was training your muscles, I think, is different from training your brain for things. Like absorbing things, it's cumulative and it doesn't go backwards, you know? Like you might forget some things, but a lot of things you learn in your pathways in your brain, they stay around. As long as you trust that they do. So So it's always good to be doing these things because you're not going to lose these gains that you got, basically. And I think, like, you know, everyone says don't do too much scope at once. I'm not the best example of that because when we started on this game, we started with very small scope and then it just exploded. Partially because we got some pretty good traction in the, you know, with audiences and stuff. Okay, this is good. What is this doing? So it's not getting the ROM data because there's no battle. Okay. Speaking of giving up, because it's about 11. So I think I've realized just the scope of where I have to look for this problem. There's a couple major components here. One is if I'm going to do on-map battles and I want to leverage the current battle system, I've got to figure out how to trick the existing battle system to think the current map is the same map that it would normally run. And I'm getting the feeling like it's not going to be just change a couple values. I'm really going to have to like take it step by step and learn every step of the battle loading process to determine where I have to go to change that, unfortunately. So there's no way I'm going to do that now because it's Tuesday night and I got work tomorrow. So instead, I'm going to go to the wrap-up mode. And Kat, I hope that your project goes well. It certainly sounds fun and exciting, and I wish I started doing game dev when I was in college. But I took the safe path and went to software engineering and web application development. Pays quite well, though. Can't fault that. But, you know, game dev is more fun to me. I'm more interested in doing game dev, but it's less lucrative. Unless you were, like, really stinking lucky. All right. So where are we going to go? Tom Millman. I thought I... Oh, there's also Pumpkin Days. Michigan. You go raid Pumpkin. We could raid Tom Millman. I think I raided him before. It's been a while since I raided Pumpkin, though. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a lovely night. We're going to go raid Pumpkin, who is a game dev who has a game that actually makes somewhat regular income. So that's good. Any hoozle, I'll be back on Saturday. You all have a lovely night. Thanks for hanging out. And, you know, stay cool. Happy week and all that stuff. Bye, y'all.